All right, I'll say, how are you all this evening of your time as you create time to exist? Thank you very much. We begin this interaction this evening of your time with the entitlement, if you wish, good vibes. The idea being, we have spoken many times, that the distinguishing feature that allows you to make distinctions, what allows objects, events, personalities to have separateness is difference in vibration, frequency. You may, if you wish, view or look at God or all that is as the primary vibration of existence. Therefore, the process by which all that is differentiates itself, so to speak, it still remains one homogeneous substance, but seems to differentiate, is by attenuating, changing, distorting frequencies, vibration. You understand even within your science, in your society, the idea that you only do perceive a small bandwidth of the overall frequency of creation. You do understand that you are able to make the distinction between what you label different hues of light from varying degrees of difference in the vibration. Your slower vibrating, if you will, longer wavelength form of visible light being red, the color red, and the higher, shall we say, frequency, shorter wavelength of light being violet. The idea again being that what allows you to draw the distinction between your different colors, your red, your orange, your green, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, is the idea of their varying frequency, varying vibration, if you will. You also, in that sense, when measuring vibration upon your planet, are measuring but a minute portion, a small, again, bandwidth of the overall totality of the vibration of creation. Your electromagnetic frequencies also occupy a mere, shall we say, slice of the entire spectrum. And your measuring devices, at least up till now, have been in general electromagnetic in nature. And therefore your measuring of the frequencies is quite limited, quite in that sense confined to but a minute portion of the overall idea of vibration which we speak. You each and every one of you are a particular vibration, a particular frequency. We choose to label that portion of your vibration that, colloquially speaking, remains the same, allowing you cognizance of your identity, to be called your signature vibration. Therefore, as you grow, as you do live different lives, as you expand, you do have still some sense of being the same identity, because that vibration, that signature vibration, remains constant in a sense. And that is again what distinguishes you as an individual. Therefore, each and every different individual has a different vibration, a different frequency. A, shall we say, transcendental vibration is what you label love, unconditional love. For what that is, in a sense, is a very loose vibration that can easily be tuned to any other vibration. Your willingness to accept and appreciate any aspect of creation, your willingness to unconditionally love it, so to speak, is in that sense your way to harmonically resonate or attune to the vibration of the thing being loved. Therefore, when you, in that sense, do express unconditional love, you are being, shall we say, empathic, sympathetic, not meaning feel sorry for, to the idea you are loving. And therefore you may consider that unconditional love is a transcendental, attuning vibration. You have in your society a saying, to know them is to love them. We wish now in that way to propose to you that to love them is to know them. For that allows you to attune your frequency literally to the frequency of the idea of being loved. And therefore you will always find in any given situation your willingness to approach that situation with unconditional love, acceptance, and openness will attune you to the specifics in that situation and gear your perceptions toward finding the most positive outcome to any given situation. This also applies to other individuals. Your willingness in that sense to love them first will then allow you to see the things about them that do attract you, that have been the reasons you have attracted them. You do not attract, in that sense, anything to you specifically for a negative outcome. All situations are fundamentally neutral blank. You assign the meaning, and therefore, if you approach it with negativity, I assure you, you will get a negative effect. But if you approach it with unconditional love, you attune yourself to that situation. You allow yourself to vibrate sympathetically with that vibration, and that changes your perception. That allows you to look at the situation through new eyes, unconditionally loving eyes. Those eyes will be very creative eyes, and they will allow you in that sense to always see positive in any given neutral situation. You have in that sense in your society, and we do not mean this derogatorily, become masters in a neutral situation at gleaning the negative. You are very good at this. It is in that way something which you have become quite accustomed to. However, it is by no means a law of creation. It is simply an approach, a habit when you are not aware you are doing it. But you always have the choice. For when you are aware that you are doing something you label a habit, you no longer have the habit. It is then a choice. And therefore, by simply understanding that you have perpetuated the willingness to label things negative, you have created the negative effect from that labeling, from attuning your vibration to the negative side of the neutral situation. Again, all neutral situations contain equal potentiality for negative and positive. It may seem, because of your habits, to be a bit more obvious what is negative in given situations. But now, again, you can allow yourself to be a bit more creative and allow yourself to glean the positive reason for any creation. When you do, the ones that are negative will transform. When you begin to own and use all your creations in a positive way, you will no longer create a reality that needs to be relabeled, that seems on the surface to be miserable. You will, in that sense, transform that whole symbol out of your life. And it is that simple. Again, your willingness to unconditionally love will enable you to see in any individual good vibes. Do understand very literally in your society, when you speak about getting good vibes from a particular individual, it is this alignment of vibration of which we speak. You are truly exercising your sense of vibrational discernment, which is an electromagnetic sense that you have, and are sensing in that way their vibration. If you sense that their vibration does not mesh with yours in that way, in general, you give it a negative label. That person is very bad. I do not like them. When in that way, it is synchronized with who you are, then you get good vibes. However, understand again, everything is vibration. This also includes belief systems. Your primary belief is but an idea. Ideas and thoughts are also vibration, albeit a bit more etheric from your point of view. Therefore, you can always recognizing that your beliefs are vibrations. Now recognize, you can only experience a reality that you are the vibration of. You only attract, even though you have the sayings, opposites attract. In fact, you only truly attract something to you which is of like vibration to that which you are exploring. The vibrations of your belief systems act very literally as filters. For when you will operate with a particular, for instance, limiting belief, you will only allow yourself to see through the vibration of that belief, and therefore will only be looking for, shall we say, evidence that that belief is true. And that will, in that way, lock out your vision of 99.9% of the other options around you. When you begin to nail down your limiting beliefs, those vibrations which carry along with them other beliefs of like vibration, you begin to transform your reality, as you say, from the ground up. For the idea is, once you begin to nail down the limiting beliefs you have, choose to no longer perpetuate them, state your new belief, feel with all the emotion you can muster how truly having that new belief allows you to feel. And then, and here is the most important manifester of vibration in this particular reality, act as though you are a person who already believes that. You will, with that action, be the vibration of that person. What, shall we say, determines your most outwardly visible vibration to others will never be your beliefs or your thoughts. Sometimes maybe your emotions. But what is most visible in your reality, both between others and yourself and all that is in yourself, are your actions. Actions are the ultimate manifestors of your vibration. When you act as though you believe something, this speaks louder, as you say, than words. So therefore, you can recognize that the beliefs, the vibrations that you contain now that are limiting, that you do not prefer, the only reason you still experience them is because you act as though you believe it, even if it is something which does not serve you in any way. This simple recognition can now allow you to recognize that when you formulate the new belief and act that way, you are not pretending. You are not fooling yourself into believing something. You are simply taking the same mechanism that you already use with the old belief unconsciously and applying it to the new belief consciously. This allows you to now be a conscious creator of your reality and not an unconscious one. Again, unconsciously creating your reality has the result of seeming as though that reality is happening to you. You are within it. You are trapped. Creating your reality consciously allows you experientially, emotionally to see that your entire reality happens from you. Either way, it does. Therefore, if you will begin to allow yourself in any given moment to tune into the good vibes, you will find them. No matter what. No matter what. If it is one of, shall we say, the most or more typically labeled negative incidences in your society, on your planet, that still does not make it inherently bad. If you will see, allow yourself to glean what that particular thing has allowed you to do that you would not have done without it, that can always be a place to begin to glean positive meaning from any of your creations. You create your reality 100% all the time, no matter what you believe. If you believe you do not, you experience the effect of not creating your own reality. But the paradox is you are creating that. Therefore, you are always creating it. And you can always, when you decide at your own leisure, nobody will rush you to have too much fun, take back your creatorhood in any given moment. And it is that simple. Allow me now to thank you for, in that way, sharing your vibrations with us. We constantly marvel at the many expressive ways in which all that is chooses, in that sense, to experience itself, to discover itself. We are enriched beyond measure to have the opportunity to interact with your society in these interactions. Although you are very focused in your chosen reality, seems very solid, that does not make you any less spiritual. All physicality is an expression of spirituality. So do not deny what you have chosen to experience. If you do, you will not take advantage of what is right in front of you. You will constantly be denying that you have created it to begin with. If you will begin to appreciate that you have chosen it, you will look at your life, at your reality, as though you have chosen it. You will act that way. Then you will give yourself the opportunity to see why. And this is what your society, members of it, are constantly saying to us they wish to know. It is always right there. If you will be but willing to be an owner, a conscious owner of the reality that you already flawlessly create. Perfectly do you create this reality. And we thank you again for your willingness to be of the vibration now within the transformational age upon your planet where we can find you. For this was not always so. So different were our vibrations. We also can only experience a reality we are the vibration of. So to us, the mere fact that we can interact with you means you are of like vibration. You contain the same potentiality within you with which we live in our daily lives. And we thank you for your willingness in this way to interact with us in this level as an equal. I ask you now, how may I be of service to you? Shedding.